Hey, everybody. Welcome back for another one of our interviews. This is Lee Roth, Master Instructor for the Dean King Training Institute, along with James Ramirez. And we are super excited to bring this guy on with us this morning. As most of y'all know, we're doing these interviews with guys that are well established now in the industry, that are former students, and we're reaching out to these guys that we stay in contact with and bringing them on to see how the industry's been to them and how their career's going. And you know, of a lot, we've got so many students that are successful in this industry, and we're incredibly proud. But this guy definitely always pops into our mind on a regular basis, because not only is he incredibly successful, and we're so happy for him and so proud of him, but he's genuinely out there in the industry, and he does videos all the time, and he's talking to different guys in the industry, and he's very well known in the industry as well. And Mr. Manny Lopez with MPDR out here in California. So Manny, good morning. And
hey,
thank
good
you
morning to you guys.
for joining us.
Yeah, man, no problem. Actually, it's a pleasure that you know, being live here with you guys. Because I got to tell you, I feel, you know, like I'm a true living the Dean King, you know, like successful student, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I am a true living, you know, person of like the Dean King, man. Like everything that I do, everything that I have, everything that it's in my PDR world is thanks to you guys, man. And you guys may not hear it a lot, but I stand behind you 100%, man. I don't have you guys tattooed on my shoulders or on my chest here because I don't have tattoos, but otherwise, man, your flag will be here, like on my arm somewhere, you know, because I'm grateful for you guys, and everything that I have is, you know, for everything that you guys trained me for, you know. So I'm grateful. This means a lot. James, same thing, man. I don't tattoo your name on my chest too, because that would just be weird, man. Otherwise, man, I'm grateful for you guys and everything that you guys do, and the you know, just everything, man. So
now, you know, you came through back in 2014. Was it 2014, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you had you kind of been in the industry. I know you do a lot of things. Manny's a man of many talents. You know, I don't know, for those who know, you know, don't know, back in the day he was a world-renowned DJ. You know, he was out there with you know, throwing raves and stuff, and you know, but now Manny's this successful paintless dent repair technician, new shop owner over in Yorba Linda.
That's right.
You know,
yeah, that's right.
You know, prior to coming through our school, though, you had some experience, you know, little experience in, you know, in the auto industry, right? And that's kind of how you started kind of getting into this, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
So that's the other part of my training, you know, aside from going through the Dean King, that I got to work for a body shop, and I started from the bottom down. I started in the, you know, for a shop used to be called Marco's Auto Body, Marco's Collision Center down in San Gabriel. It was a shop, you know, one of those companies that had a great reputation of what they did, who they were, you know. And so I just got lucky I started as a porter for this company. I mean, guys, I used to go pick up parts, you know, and they would tell me at the shop, hey, you're getting a apron, it's gonna look like this, make sure it's this piece, you know, make sure it's the left fender, you know, before you bring it. It's like, all right. I would show up to the dealership on will call, just like, hey, what are you here to get? Do you know what part it is? Whatever's on will call, bro. Like, I didn't know nothing about parts, about cars. I love cars, you know, because I grew up around cars. But that was the starting point. Ever since there, man, I started as a porter. I wash cars, I detail cars. You know, I did front desk, I answer phones. I got to learn how to like deal with clients. I got to become a junior estimator. Then I became a full-on estimator. Throughout those estimating positions, I got trained too for like BMW, DuPont, iCar. So I was just a hard worker, man. I mean, I've always been taught throughout my life is just that work hard, you know, whatever it is that you do, you know, just do the best that you can be to it, you know. And if you're going to be a detailer, be the best detailer you can. If you're going to be a porter, be the best porter, man. It's just like all those things will make you in life, you know? And I worked 8 years for that shop, and I did great, man. I went from, like I said, I started as a porter all the way to being a shop manager. And, you know, it just got to the point where, you know, it in you that it's just like, you want to do more. It's just like, you know, that there's another position out there for you. And I saw the whole industry kind of change, and it changed in a way where it didn't fulfill me as a person of what I wanted to do. I really love cars, and I really fell in love with the art of restoring a vehicle back from an accident, you know, from an accident, making it look like nothing ever happened. I fell in love with that art, from like pulling frames, you know, replacing a fender, repairing a door, you know, primering, painting, blending, putting everything back together, polished, detailed. The art of that is just, it's, I don't know, you know, I just fell in love with it. And then, so I kind of felt like the auto body shop didn't have time for like a lot of the details that I grew up with when in the body shop. Like, quick example, you know, when I got trained in the body shop, you would repair a panel, primer it, let it sit for at least till the following day, or let it breathe for 24 hours. Now, I mean, thanks to different chemicals too, but it's just like, you repair, primer, and paint a panel the same day if you can, you know, and it's just like, whoa, like, it's cool, I get it, but don't you think that's gonna have dieback, or don't you think that primer needs to settle a little bit more? And so the integrity of that wasn't there anymore. So in 2014, I was just like, man, what else could I do, you know? And I would just, you know, I found paintless dent repair, you know, and the guy that we used to use at our shop to, you know, to fix our dents, I said, hey, you know, I'm interested. Can we talk? Can we train? And he says, you got to go to the Ding King. You got to go to the Ding King and train with them. So that's how I found you guys. And then, so I took those 8-10 years of experience in the body shop and put them together with the Ding King. And it makes me who I am, you know? I tell a lot of people nowadays that either DM me or call me just to get some advice. And I always say, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, like if you work at a dealership right now, or if you work at a body shop, make sure you're giving your 100%, man, because that's where a lot of your true training is going to come. You know, like watching a bodyman really repair a panel, or sand down a panel, or detrimming it, knowing how the belt molding comes off, as easy as that, you know? And yeah, man, working in the body shop, yeah, it is. And that's where you will really get some good experience, you know, in the real world. And so, yeah, man, thanks to the body shop, you know, I learned a lot. I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy. You go through a lot of hard things, you know. I was like 25, or no, I was like 21. I remember working at a body shop. It was like Friday, late evening, 5 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go home at 6, you know. And then they say, oh, you got to go drop off this car at like Beverly Hills. Bro, like, I got somewhere to go. Like, I can't do this, you know. And those are the moments where you have to be responsible, you know. It's just like, those are the moments where it's just like, you know, just got to bite the bullets, do what you have to do, you know. Make sure that car is clean, make sure that car is detailed right, and go deliver it to whatever time it takes, you know. And that's the same thing that goes on here. I have a car that I have to finish up to whatever time, you know. Sorry, Lee, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I've got a question for you. It's kind of a side note of what you're talking about, because we do have a lot of guys that come in with body shop experience that are, for whatever reason, they either want to add it into their body shop production, or they want to change their career path from body shop to PDR. And James and I talk to these guys regularly about the differences between body conventional repair and PDR and so on and so forth. From your experience, because you do have that experience coming from the body shop, pick one thing from the body shop. What was the most important thing that your knowledge from conventional body repair that helped you in PDR? What was the biggest thing that helped you? If there was, or is it letting go of everything? What's the biggest thing there?
Okay, sorry, Lee, can you just repeat that question one more time?
No worries. From your experience in the body shop, is there one thing that you can tell guys that are coming in to learn PDR from body shops? One thing specific that's going to help them to make it PDR better for them? Or is your advice to forget everything you know about conventional body repair and make sure you're just paying attention to PDR? What's one piece of advice for them?
No, honestly, I think that there's so many things that go on from a body shop that are combined with paint and stent repair. There's so many things that are important that you do at a body shop that take place, in the paint and stent repair shop. I always tell clients this: the only difference between me and regular bodymen is that I get paid to save the paint. I get paid to keep it original. The body shop doesn't get, the techs, they're just going to repaint it. I have the same style of hammers. They use the same dolly, that's my point of view. They have to detrim vehicles. As a technician, it is necessary to sometimes detrim vehicles.
Sure. Kind of where I was going. Going with that is one of the things that James and I typically talk to the students about that come in from a body shop is their knowledge and experience of how metal moves is something that helps them tremendously.
Yeah. As a general, I was thinking of it as a general. I think that the body shop's job is to restore a vehicle back to pre-accident condition or back how we came from the factory. That's our same job too. Is to restore that situation back to pre-accident condition, make it look like it came out of the factory. In a general, I would say that so many things come together, but individually, like specific, yes, you're right. Understanding how metal works and what is your limit with working or stretching metal,
right?
Because there's so many things that I could fix, that we could fix as technicians, but there's also a lot of stuff that we cannot fix as technicians.
Of course.
Yeah, true.
It needs an actual body shop technique, or it needs to be replaced for whatever reason,
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, understanding how the metal moves, it's a big thing. And then most importantly, I think it's knowing what's in and out of cars, knowing a car from inside out. One of the things that I fell in love with, like one of the first days that I started estimating, was my old manager. He was able to describe a car from the frame rails, firewall, aprons, inner floor, rear floor, cross member, rear rails, inner quarters, outer quarters, inner rails, A, B, and C pillar, roof rails, roof, all those different things. You don't really get to see a car from inside out unless you work inside a shop.
Exactly.
So I think that aside from like knowing how metal works, the other biggest part is just that's where you're really gonna see the true action. It's just like, wanting to be a doctor. All right, well, go to the hospital. That's where you're really gonna see if you want to be a doctor or not,
Sure.
Because I always tell guys this, that like, there's a lot of guys that like already work as technicians at the shop, and they just don't know if they want to be an estimator. They don't know if they want to be a body man or what for, and found an interest in paintless dent repair, that's something I would tell them is just like, hey guys, like while you're there, make sure that when you see a car, you just don't see a car and just pass by it like, oh, it's missing a door, it's missing a fender, it's missing a lighting. Go into it and see what's behind it. How is it built? What's in the way? You know,
you got to see how it's put together sometimes in order to understand it.
Get a feel of that, because at the end of the day, all cars are basically the same. You know, they're just puzzled different. But the general part, right? It's the same, like a fender, door, rear door, quarter panels, and we already know how it needs to be covered, what kind of trims it's going to have. So once you really learn the bare bone of the inside of a car, everything else it's you're gonna be okay with, because you're gonna have a concept, you know, right, of how to deal with that. But so many things, man. I almost feel like body shop guys have a huge advantage of paintless dent repair, because they just seen so much, they know so much, and they've been in the action where the action is. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of body technicians that I deal with, you know, and it's kind of 50-50 maybe. The majority of them, though, that come through are very set in their body shop ways, and it's hard to break them of the aggressive, you know, the banging and the grinding, because they know at the end we're going to be able to mud it and paint it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But once they break that and they realize that, hey, okay, there is a lot of similarities and I can use that to my advantage, but I need to do it this way in order to protect the paint, because I can't paint it and prime it when I'm done. This is what it is, you know? Once they break that, then they really excel and they take off. Yeah.
It's I think, with all respect, it's the old mindset of like, work hard, man. Just like, beat it, baby, beat it, you know? It's just like, now it's just like, you got to work smart, not hard. Yeah. Because
smarter, not harder.
Hard will wear you out. You know what I'm saying? And so when you work smart, then there's a lot more value in that. And I think that nowadays, as a bodyman technician, you have to know paintless dent repair. Mm-hmm. So with all due respect, I don't know if there's bodymans watching or not, but hey, listen, if you're a bodyman, you have to know paintless dent repair. Even though if you cannot finish a dent, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand how paintless dent repair works, and you have to get trained to learn and know how to use the tools. The reason why is because in the body shop, the biggest conversation always, it's how many hours you're going to get paid, you know, to repair a panel. And that's always a thing that the insurance company or the body shop has the word, you know, the final say on it. And that's always been an argument for a bodyman, just like, man, this guys don't want to pay so many hours to fix that. I'm just going to replace it, or, you know, I'm just, forget it, you know, so angry about it. Why? Because they're not getting their time. So listen, if you cannot get past by that, like if you cannot let go of that, like start figuring out how you can work faster around these panels. You already know you're not going to beat them for more hours. Now you just figure out how to work smarter. You know what I'm saying? You have a fender that is crushed. You want it 10 hours for it, and they're only going to give you 3. Figure it out how you could just fix it.
It's still has to get done.
Manny, let's face facts. If you weren't absolutely correct, let's face facts. If you weren't absolutely correct, none of us would ever do a push to paint.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line to it, you know, because that's what that is. That's us saving a body man considerable amount of time and you know, minimizing the amount of actual body repair he's got to do to get it ready for paint. That's all it is.
Yeah. The work comes out cleaner, faster, you know, you still get it done in reasonable time. And at the end of the day, it's going to look good, you know, and that's what you want to be, you know, take pride in, that, you know, you didn't sit there for hours and days being upset and mad about that they don't want to pay you hours. Forget about what you can't control. You can't control how you fix that dent. Yeah. If you know paintless dent repair, guess what? You will beat them. You know what I'm saying? Because you're working, you're working yourself out less. You're working smarter. You know, you're still getting along because they're gonna pay you. You know, it's just it goes hand in hand, man. So I always say, just like as a bodyman, you have to know paintless then repair, and not so just for the hours too, but the type of metal that it's out there nowadays, it's more maneuverable. Is that, I don't know. Listen, you guys are the professors, man. You guys tell me what the wordings are, but
now go ahead, Lee.
you know what I'm saying? It's more maneuverable. So
no, sorry, go ahead, James. I got something in the back of my mind. I'll save it. Go ahead.
So
what I was going to say, though, you know.
Oh, sorry, guys.
We're on this topic of you know, working smarter, and what I wanted to, you know, touch on was your shop. So for years you were mobile. You were going from retail location to you know, dealership and wholesale, and you know, and all of a sudden you decided to get smarter and get yourself a shop. Yeah. You know, what's changed, and what made you finally do that, and how's that been for you?
You know, I'll tell you, it's been great, man. I think that I honestly sometimes feel like, is it real? Like, you know, like I'm really living the dream, let's say. You know what I'm saying? Like a Dean King dream, you know what I mean? Of a technician becoming professional, you know, going to competition, winning awards. Sorry.
We hadn't gotten to it. We didn't forget.
I got it written down.
No, but you know, it's just I feel like I'm just really grateful, you know. But like the saying goes, is just hard work pays off, you know. And after I got off the Dean King, man, I went to go work for free for a reconditioning company for 30 days for free, working on cars, you know, far away from my home. James, you know about this.
Yeah.
And no big deal, because I did know one thing is just like, I needed to get my hands on these dents. You know, I needed to get some cars on my belt. And, you know, I just work hard, and I really, like I said, I fell in love with the art. And one thing that I love about this business of being a dent technician is that it always challenges you. It always pushes you to be better. And so I almost feel like you know, being a PBR technician, it's not just a job, but it's a lifestyle. It's a career, you know, that you just got to push yourself to the limit. So I've worked really hard in the last 4 years after I left the Dean King, and you know, people just saw a lot of, you know, of my good work, and people really like it. You know how they say out there, just like, once you find like a good doctor, you stay with them. Once you find a good dentist, you stay with them. Once you find a good dent technician, you stay with him, you know? So
yeah, very true.
I got really busy, and you know, I basically split myself to help out everyone. I'm a giver, man. So if you call me from wherever you are, I'll come down and help you. But it came down that I wasn't having enough time during the day to take care of everyone. And I was running myself crazy, just going from one part of town to the other. And after doing that for 3 years, I was just like, no, wait a minute. Like, I already proved myself that I could do this. You know, now I just have to figure out how I could help more people and be more productive during my day. So I realized that out of a 10-hour day, I was driving 4 hours and I was working 6 hours. So if you want to be more productive, you kind of want to work more hours, you know? So
yeah.
I found this great location very close to my house. And the price was right. The space is perfect. And I was just like, you know, how about that instead of splitting myself to go everywhere, if I could just be stable in one place and have everyone just come to me. And so if I could just keep it on a schedule, I could have everyone just fit into whatever day and time works for them. Because the biggest problem for me is that if I was going to be, let's say, you know, in OC, I needed to take care of everyone in OC, right? It makes sense, just build the route. But not everyone's always available at your time. And the other biggest part is that once a dent takes you 15 minutes longer than what it should have, now you're just a train wreck, baby, all day. Just
it's
like
pushing everybody back. Yep.
You know, so dealing with that after a while, you know, I figured that in the long run, having a shop was just going to be a lot better. I think having a shop, it's probably a dent technician's dream. Or successful goal, you know, to one day station yourself. And so I just thought that I wanted to take paintless dent repair to its top profession, you know, because we've really made a stamp in the automotive world. You know, a lot of people don't know how important we are, but we are. You know, and what I mean is just like, I see this show sometimes too, man. It's just like they built this $100,000 cars, you know, and there's that one dent on it. And everything that you did, it comes down to that one dent being there. And guess what? If you know paintless dent repair, you become the hero. So it's just
exactly.
Dude, it's funny that you said that. What was it, January, when the Bullet Mustang ran through Mika Mikasimi? Or Barrett Jackson, whichever it was. I'm watching it live. It's rolling across the block. This is the Bullet Mustang. It sold for like $3.75 million, right? There was a hail dent on the deck lid that I saw as it went across the block. Drove me nuts. I'm sitting there looking at it going, I could fix that in about 30 seconds. And they let it go across the block with that dent in that car.
Wow.
I promise you, you can go on YouTube right now and find that. Wow. And I promise you, you'll see the dent in the deck lid.
You know, and to some people that may not be a big deal, but listen, if you are a professional, you know, car enthusiasm, you're gonna know where's the dent on the car.
Oh, it drove me nuts. I hated it. It was like, really?
So I realized that, you know, we're a really high skilled, I always say, surgeons, you know. And just like a very good mechanic needs a mechanic stall, just like a good artist needs a studio, just like a good rapper or singer needs, you know, a recording studio, a good dent tech needs its perfect environment, needs a shop. So I realized I couldn't go wrong with that, man. So.
Well, I mean, you can't go around, Manny, and carry all of your trophies with you, right? So you have to have them, you know, stored somewhere. Even if you don't work on your shop, at least you have a trophy case there.
You know, I needed to display it somewhere, and I couldn't keep it on the dashboard, or I couldn't keep it.
Yeah,
you know,
they kept falling.
I figured, you know what? Let's park somewhere.
So officially, plug yourself for those guys that are going to be watching this that don't know exactly what you won. Tell them exactly what happened.
Yeah, so you know, ever since the beginning, if anyone types in paintless dent repair, you're basically gonna connect to the Mobile Tech Expo, which is MTE, and MTE basically, it's the convention for any mobile tech. You know, if you're a dent guy, windshield guy, wheel guy, polisher, all those things. But it's a big paintless dent repair community for the hail and for the door dingers. They call us door dingers. I still can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't get that.
So that expo hosts the Paintless Dent Repair Olympic. And it's the primary one was for the United States. It's in Florida, and it takes place every year in January, and it's a huge expo, and they set up like 3-4 different cars with different dents in it, and basically it's a competition. You got one really solid dent that you got to remove in under 45 minutes, and it has to be perfect, clean, and all of that. And so
and these are a tough dent, guys. These are tough.
Some sharp dent.
I mean, think about it. They make this dent knowing the exact pressure to make sure it gets into the molecules, you know? And so ever since the beginning, I knew that there was that competition, and it's just like, how about, you know, if I could compete? And so I went to Florida for 2 years. You know, sometimes I didn't win anything. Sometimes I won 7th place. Sometimes I won 6th place. And they decided in 2019 that they were going to do their first expo on the West Coast, which was placed in Vegas. And they said, so now we're going to have 2 conventions, one in Florida, the main one, and then we're going to start a different one in the West Coast in Vegas. And then they said, this one, we're going to do what's called the dent trials. And different from Florida is that we're going to put not just 1 dent, we're going to put 3 dents.
Right.
One on the roof rail, the same one that they do in Florida on the door, and now a crease on the fender. So now you got 3 dents, not just 1, 3 dents. And now it's going to be 90 minutes. So, you know, you think, oh, 90 minutes, no big deal. But you show up to this.
Sounds like a lot of time, doesn't it?
Wow. I'll tell you, that time goes by so fast. And a lot of these cars that they bring, they're not like your BMW, your Mercedes, where it's nice metal, you can push it, it goes back into place on its own. No, these are, you know, Chevy Cruze, you know, they are Nissan, you know, and it's just the type of metal that sometimes really hesitates to go back in place, you know? So with that said, the type of metal, the type of stretch dent, and the time, it puts you on the, you know, on
a little bit of pressure.
A little bit of pressure there. So yeah, so I did that competition, and you know, just like any other dent, I did the best I do, and I ended up getting basically first place. You know, with
yeah, there's no basically getting first place, dude. You won.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I got first place, aka I got.
Dude,
hey, remember, if you're not first, you're last. So
that's right. At this point, it's perfectly acceptable to blow smoke and sunshine. We invited it, so yes, you won, and you kicked everybody's butt. So
yeah,
you know,
man,
there's that.
It definitely felt good because you know, not a lot of pride of, oh, I won, but the fact that I knew that there weren't easy dents, and the fact that at this expo, everyone who competed was a really good technician.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, the bottom line to it is you won the competition. There's no question about that. But the camaraderie of the techs that you were up against and the level of competition that is in that in there is second to none. I mean, some of the best technicians in the world are in that competition.
It was, you know? I want to say, literally, it was like 60% of the guys that I've competed with in other competitions. You know, like in the other MT. And it was just like knowing that I got it, it kind of felt cool, you know, because I've worked very hard for it, man. Every dent that I've ever fixed, it's always been that. It's always been like, if I'm getting it ready for, you know, basically if it's the same dent at the competition, you know? Like James, I don't know if you remember, but James always, you know, taught me this when I was getting trained. It's just like, when a dent's not perfect and you know that, the only person that you're fooling, it's your own self. Right. You know, so it's just like, if you know it's not perfect, it's just, you're only fooling yourself. So it's just like, while you're there, or you already set your tools out and you see that one spot, just go back and finish it, man.
Just clean it up.
Well, and inevitably, you're your own worst. You should be your own worst critic.
Oh yeah,
you know? Nobody is more critical of my work than I am. You know.
Yeah. I suffer a lot by that. I almost felt like putting
Manny, let's face it. Any of us in this industry that genuinely care about the work that we put out, that's the way you should suffer with that. Because if you don't suffer with it, then you don't really care about the work you're putting out.
Yeah, and it goes back to that pride thing we were talking about earlier, you know, in comparison to some of the newer, you know, the body techs that are out there. It's a pride thing, you know. Finish the dent, make it look good, get that car back to factory, you know.
And Manny, think about one other thing. We're talking about us as technicians, you know, myself, James, you, and everybody else that the three of us know in this industry, and how much pride we take in the work that we do. Think about James and I when we look at you, and I know, and I have to admit, I wasn't here when you actually trained, so I didn't have a hand in actually training you, even though, dude, I love you to death, and you and I have talked, you know, a ton of times. And I'm calling you out because I'm actually coming for you for the Olympics because I'm entering it in February.
What?
Yeah, I'm done being called out. I'm putting it out there. This is on the internet. It's the first time I've said it.
Yeah,
but
you've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
I was gonna do the dent trials in Vegas, but of course Vegas is now canceled. So as long as it comes off in February, I'm doing it.
Do they allow retirees to come back in the competition?
All right, you're on.
They're gonna
baby.
do it like
you're
it's gonna be like golf. They're gonna have the senior classic.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
No,
But
James,
you know what I was gonna say. But what I was
for
gonna
the
say
seniors,
is,
it goes on at 7 a.m. because they'll go to bed
They're
early.
up earlier.
Yeah.
hey, if Woody can do it in a thong, I can do it in a pair of Depends. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Don't you dare think about it.
No, but in all sincerity, what I was going to say was that, you know, the way we feel about our repairs, you know, and the pride that we take into that.
Yeah.
When James and I look at somebody like yourself and several of the other guys, Isaiah Miller and David Romero's of our industry that we've also trained, when we look at you, the pride that we feel knowing that we had a hand in the success that you have built for yourself.
Thanks, man.
We feel that same pride and that same satisfaction as we do when we glass a dent.
Yeah.
You know, we want that for you genuinely.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
You know,
and Lee, yeah, for sure, the competition, it's a fun rush, man. And like I said, yeah, it's I take a lot of pride too in the work that I do and who I got trained for. So like I said, I mean, I don't have tattoos, otherwise you guys would have been right here.
and you know, like I always tell a lot of the students, you know, we train you. I'm not helping you get to, you know, where you're at. We try to help you build a good base foundation, understanding what paintless dent repair is. And what you do with it from there is up to you. And a lot of that was just your determination and your drive and your, you know, pushing and striving to get better, because you knew that, hey, I know what's out there. I know I need to get to that level. You know, so for me saying, you know, all I did was just barely say, hey, look, there's the water. I took you to it. Dude, what you did, you know, the rest was all you. You know what I mean? And there's stuff that I look at that I learned from you on a daily basis. Because for those of you who don't follow Manny or know Manny on social media, this guy posts videos like crazy. Okay, so there's stuff what I do that I'll sit there and I'll watch. It's like, oh yeah, okay, you know, and now I'm learning stuff from Manny and I'm seeing things that he's doing. It's like, okay, you know, you start to learn from somebody. And for me, like Lee said, yeah, there's that pride and like, yeah, okay, this is awesome. You know, now he's showing me, it's like, this is pretty cool. Right. You know, this is cool to watch and see your stuff, man.
And everybody out there, hopefully you notice in Manny's hat where it's the hashtag, and it still pains me. I know I'm old. That's a pound sign, people. It's not a hashtag. But, you know, hashtag MPDR, that's Manny's hashtag. He posts videos on there all the time. So go follow him and watch his videos, because he does put out great videos. You know, and they're great to watch.
Ever since the beginning, I just thought, how am I going to do my business name? You know, it's like Manny's Paintless Dent Repairs. It's too long to read, you know, just like, man, there's too much ways of how I could put Manny's, but it just doesn't look good, you know? And I was just like, hashtag MPDR. I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense, you know? And it's just like, ever since then, it was just like, you know, I knew that was it. So just like, a lot of people, you know, it's for motorcycle paintless dent repair, but hey, baby, I'll take it for Manny's Paintless Dent Repair.
There you go.
Yeah, by the way, I'm still waiting for my hat. So I'm just, you know, throwing that out there.
They're on back order.
There you go.
It would have helped with the glare. You know, I'm just saying, I could have cut the glare down, but it's all right.
Yeah,
hey, Manny,
I like that at the competition too, but yeah.
Now this has been a long time coming. You know, I know you're a busy dude. We've been really busy here, and this has been a long time coming, trying to get on here, you know, and being in contact with you and, you know, trying to finally set this up. And this was awesome. Thank you for setting some time aside for us today.
No, man,
you know,
thank you.
Appreciate it.
I know I can stand here all day and just, you know, just shoot back and forth, shoot stories back and forth, me, you, and Lee, and just toss stuff back and forth. But you got things to do. We've got things to do. But before we leave, though, make sure to go ahead and plug your company. Tell us where you're at. Tell us about, the Instagram page to follow, the business name. Give us all that.
Oh man, I made sure that I made it very easy just so that everyone could link up to it. That it's literally Manny's PDR. And, Manny's PDR is going to take you to everything. It's going to take you to my Instagram. It's going to take you to my Facebook. It's going to take you to my website. But primarily just link up with me on IG, on Instagram. That's basically my main platform, just because there's too much I could link up to, and that is the easiest one for me. I basically just like to show everything that I do, and I share my story. That's it. And I will show you the type of tools that I use. I will show you the type of repairs I do. Today, I just showed a situation that I had just with this exact job, and I'm not ashamed of it, man. It's just like 100%. This is who I am, and this is who you'll get to see. So yeah, just link up with me if you, of course, need paintless dent repair. Since I'm getting a free commercial here, if you need paintless dent repair, please come visit me at Belinda. You can find us on mannyspdr.com. Set your appointment online just to whatever day and time works best for you, and estimates are free. And but yeah, if you guys has any question, if you guys just want to come by, just take a look what I do, my tools and things like that. Man, everyone helped me, so I'm here to help everyone. So yeah, feel free. Manny's PDR, #MPDR. And I appreciate the Dean King. I appreciate you guys, everything that you guys do. And yeah, man, I'm a pride the Dean King student, So yeah, man, like I said, I could tattoo you. Your guys' name.
We're happy for you, and we're proud of you, and we consider you friend and love you to death, bro. Always.
Thank you.
Always good luck in the future.
Thank you. And to anyone out there that's thinking about getting trained, just like do it, man. Just like the one investment you'll never go wrong with, it's investing in your own self. And so if you could learn this technique of paintless dent repair, it will take you a long way, and it would teach you how to do things differently and work smarter, cleaner, for better quality, which is the main goal for all of us. So yeah, man, thank you guys. I gotta keep pushing on this thing, finish it up. And you guys could just keep hanging out at that desk right there. Lee, just keep training for the day Olympic. But yeah, man, I wish you guys the best.
Thanks, man.
Well, Manny,
we'll see you soon.
Manny, thank you again. And, for those of you guys out there, if you guys have any questions, pertaining to any one of our videos or putting you in contact with Manny, give us a call, 1-800-304-3464. Look us up on the web at thatdingking.com. And you can, check out this YouTube channel and see some more of our videos that we'll be posting on some of our past students and all of their success stories. And hopefully, some, new challenger that's up and coming to take Manny out of that first place spot there. I know it's going to be difficult, but I know somebody's coming for you already. So, but either way, guys, like I said, thanks for joining us. Make sure you check back, and we'll be seeing you guys soon.
Take care, y'all. See you, Manny.